Hello, this is Gio. Hey, look what I have here. I have a Nintendo Switch Lite, and today I'm going to show you how to set this up for the first time. Okay, so opening up the box, it comes with the Nintendo Switch Lite, just in a little plastic baggie here. You can just take that out, just like that. And a AC power adapter to charge up the light. And also a little pamphlet about health and safety information. This doesn't really tell you much about setting it up, but you have it with your new light. Okay, so looking closer at your light, you've got some of the control buttons here. You got the main screen here. On top here, this is where the games go. You can put the cartridge games there. You can also purchase games in the Nintendo game shop, which will load directly onto your light. You have a volume control here, power button, again a couple of extra little controllers there. On the bottom you have the power plug. This is where the power plug goes in. So just like that, it goes in there. And this is a little extra SD card slot if you wanted additional memory for storing games. So if you don't use the game cartridges and you like to download a lot of games, well, you may want to actually add some additional memory. So the first thing we're going to do is just take the AC power adapter cord and plug it in. Now your light should come with a certain amount of charge, but just be sure so we can set it up properly, we'll go ahead and plug in the power. And you can see right after you plug it in, you get a little power indicator light, and the switch turns itself on, and you're all ready to set it up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just select the region where you're at. Basically the language, for English, French, etc. You could either use the little controller like that, toggle with this controller, etc., or you can just select with your finger. And if you select the wrong country, let's say French, you could always return back to the previous screen and try selecting again. So we'll go ahead and select English. And then since more than one country speaks English, you can select the Americas, Europe, etc. We'll go ahead and select Americas. And here's just some end user licensing agreement. You could view the text of the agreement here by just selecting that, or you could just go ahead and hit accept and then next. So the next screen, they're asking for some internet setting information. You could skip this screen if you want, but it could be very helpful if you're going to do online gaming or if you're going to purchase new games from the Nintendo store. So we'll go ahead and select which Wi-Fi source we would like to use. And then they just want your password for the Wi-Fi. And then go ahead and hit OK. Here it's checking the internet connection. Everything works out. Successfully connected. Hit OK. So the next screen, they're asking essentially for time zones. So you're basically selecting the city that matches your time zone. I do not live in Los Angeles or Vancouver, but I do live in the Pacific time zone, which is the same. So I'll go ahead and select that. And so this is the beginning of setting up your user account. Now, if you already have a Nintendo Switch, you can also transfer your user account to this new Nintendo Switch, but we won't do that for now, since this is essentially kind of setting it up for a first-time user. So we'll just go ahead and hit next and create a user account. Here it just wants to say create new user or import user data from another console. Now when they say another console, they do mean another Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch Lite. So again, we want to create a new user. Here you can select a little icon. I always like Yoshi, so I will pick Yoshi. And here they just want you to create a nickname. Well, let's just go with Geo. And then OK. And this is the icon, Geo, OK. Now this next screen, they want you, they're asking if you want to link your new user account to your existing Nintendo account. Those are two different things. There's a user account for the Switch, and then many people have already set up a Nintendo account. Perhaps they have a 3DS already, etc., and they've set up an account. This is very helpful when you're purchasing from the Nintendo store, etc. You can get points for different purchases, but you can do that on your own if you already have a Nintendo account. You can also set one up later, but we'll just do this for later. And so for this screen, they just want to, they're asking if you want to add another user account. So you can add up to 8 users on this particular Switch. I'm only going to be playing this for now. If you have, let's say, if you're sharing it with your brother or your sister or your mom or dad, you could sign up other users, but we'll just skip this for now. This screen is just showing you some information about the online Nintendo Switch Online service that you could sign up for. You could say you could hit what the service includes, but for this demonstration, we'll just hit next. Now this screen, if you are setting this up for a young child, you can do parent control settings. You can set for different ages, you can do time limits, etc. You could control what kind of games are played. Again, for this demonstration, we'll just skip that for now. But if you do want to set up parent control, you would hit parent control and follow the instructions. And here you go. The setup is complete. It's just telling you where the home button is. So press the home button to open up the home menu. And let me back up a little bit. And so this is the home button. So anytime you hit that, you go to the home menu screen. So we'll go ahead and hit the home button there. Okay, and here it is all set up. Now this first screen is basically all the games you might have. So if you've downloaded games from the Nintendo shop, they'll show up here. If you put in a cartridge up on top, it'll show here and you can just press it to play. And there's nothing here right now, but there's lots of squares, so hopefully this will be filled with games very soon. Here's the eShop, Nintendo eShop, which is right here. You can press here. It says Nintendo eShop, and so you can just press it again. It'll go there. It says who's using this Nintendo eShop? Well, it's Geo, of course, so we'll go ahead and select that. And again, they really, to use the eShop, you need to link to an existing account. So let's just go ahead and do that right now, just to show you the process. So we'll go ahead and link to an account. It says system update is required before you can proceed. So let's go ahead and update it. Again, you have to be connected to the Wi-Fi system. The system update is available. So let's just go ahead and update now. Console will restart. Okay, understood. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. And right here, it will be doing the update process. Now it's asking me to hit A for start. Now the A button is right here, so it's A, B, X, Y. Oh, it blanked out. So just go ahead and hit your on-off button, which is up on the upper left corner here. We'll just do that to kind of wake it up. And we'll hit the A button right here. Here it says press same button 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. It's updated now. It actually has a new icon, which is right here, which is news. If you want to hear some Nintendo news, you can go in there and see some news. we want to go back to the main menu, so we'll go ahead and hit the home button here, and we'll go to the eShop. Again, we'll go to the eShop there, hit it again. Again, I'm Geo. And it says link account, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now that it's updated, it'll go ahead and finish the preparation. Now here it says unable to connect to network device. Please check the status of the network. Maybe when it updated, it disconnected me from the Wi-Fi. So we'll just go ahead. It's searching for networks. Let's go ahead and reconnect to our network here. Successfully connected. And now it's preparing again in the eShop. Okay, so here it says linking a Nintendo account. You can sign in using an email or a sign-in ID, sign in with a smart device, or you can create a new account. You can create a new account here, or you can go online again, www.nintendo.com. We'll go, since I already have an account, I'll go ahead and do it with the email address. So here it's just asking for my Nintendo account email and password, so I'll enter that here. And there you go. It has linked, this Nintendo account will be linked to the Nintendo Switch console, the Geo right there, and we'll just go ahead and either cancel or we're going to actually link it. So we'll link it. And there you go. It looks like it's successfully linked. We'll go ahead and hit OK. Okay, since we're entering the Nintendo account for the first time, it's asking, enter password for your Nintendo account. Now, if you read this, it's just saying if you hit the skip password, it'll essentially use the password which you just entered, and it won't ask you to ever re-enter a password again to enter the store, the eShop. However, if you want a little more security, you can go ahead and hit enter and re-enter your password, and that will give you a little security. So if anybody gains access to your Switch, they will always have to enter a password. So instead of skipping, I'll just enter a password. And there you go. You are inside the eShop, and since my Nintendo account is connected to my payment methods, I could just go ahead and purchase any of these games, and then I will have the option of downloading those games into my Switch Lite. But for now, I'm just going to go back to the home screen. Okay, and so that's essentially the setup. There's other little icons you can look at. There's an album where you can actually, look at photos you've taken, etc. There's controller options. Again, this is not a full Switch, so a lot of the controller options may not be there. There is system settings. So if we went into system settings, you can change a number of settings. Go ahead and hit back home. And this is just a sleep mode. So if you want to turn it off kind of more of a sleep mode, you can do that as well. But right now we just want to play our first game. I do have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So we'll go ahead and it's a little tiny cartridge. So we'll go ahead and take that. We'll lift this up here, open this up, and then insert it. It only goes one way. And then we can go ahead and shut that. It reads it. It automatically shows the icon right here. We hit that, select the user, again Geo, and there you go. The game has begun with just an introductory screen, and you are all ready to play your game. And there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen, and even consider subscribing to my channel. I'll have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.